Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of I'm Your Man Snack, and this is my man Mac. And so strong. We just did a commercial for some products in the shower.
And you were with me.
I was with you.
Anyways, we're going to be talking about pulling today. Pulling out on punches, okay? So this is the next very important thing that we need to learn how to do, okay? Everyone should learn how to do this, but it takes some skill. So when we are making punches avoid our face by creating more distance, we can do that in a couple different ways. In fact, we're going to go over 3 different ways today.
Yep.
Okay, so as we're working our way through these different defensive concepts, we're talking about slipping, with slipping, we're talking about avoiding those punches and kicks altogether.
Yeah, the first one we're going to show you is probably the safest one of them all. And that's because it's going to create the most amount of space between you and your opponent. So as we mean that in our fighting stance, I'm going to engage him with some contact strikes to the head, and he's going to pull his head and move his feet at the same time. So I come in after my jab, he pulls back, and there he goes. Now, we were talking about the return line in a couple other videos. The reason why this is safer is because of that distance he creates, and when I go to engage, if he doesn't move his feet forward, his return line is going to be short on me. So more than likely, he won't get that punch off, or it won't have that as intended because both feet move back.
Yeah, it's creating quite a bit of distance. Good for staying safe. Good if you don't quite know range yet. Maybe you don't have that skill developed really much yet. Yeah. So it's going to keep you safe. It's going to create more space, but it's going to make it hard to counter.
There's so much energy that has to go back and forward. By the time that if you got a guy who knows what they're doing, they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
It's just very difficult to pop out like that and then pop in. So
let's talk about the next.
The alternative, or I don't know if that's the right word.
Maybe the next level up.
The next level up is you see fighters like Mayweather do it a lot. Zach has developed this skill pretty well, and I'll let him explain.
So on this one, what we're going to do is just move one foot, our back foot, and we're also going to use our upper body to manipulate that space to keep ourselves safe. And this is going to also provide us a good return line to return fire and counter, unlike the first one. So on this one, what I really want to do is get inside that green-yellow range to where the opponent can hit me if I just stood here maybe with no reaction, no movement. They could make contact, and I could make contact as well. When we're in that range where he feels like he can make contact, chances are he may fire something at long, because we're at long range. When he goes to fire that long range strike, I'm just going to move my back foot. I'm going to make a back foot adjustment. Normally when we're in our stance, our foot faces 45 degrees from our opponent. Heel is slightly off the ground, activated foot here. What I'm going to do is my lower body, I'm going to be taking that step backward and creating more space. But when I do that, I end up with my foot in a sprinter stance. That way I get a lot of push. You can think about how a track athlete lines up in the blocks with their back foot highly elevated and ready to push off and ready to sprint out of those blocks. That's how I want my back foot to be. With my upper body, I don't want to be lifting my chin up. I want to keep my chin down. I'm going to get that rocking motion out of my back. And when I'm in my stance, I have my forward demeanor in my stance to keep my chin down and any contact hitting my forehead. And then when that punch comes, I get that lean back out of my waistline, my hips. And then I can ride that line right back.
Let's show him how you ride that line back. So I'm going to throw my jab at Zach, and he's going to ride the line back and pop me in the head. Just like that.
So now we've got that range down to where we can make them miss, but then make them pay.
Yep. And the other alternative you have to slipping that is stepping out under 45. So the footwork is pretty similar. The only difference is you don't go back in that sprinter's block as if you were pulling straight back. And this would allow you to come like over the top more on an angle. So if you want to come over the top with a short cross, or you know, a big 6. So as Zach in his stance again, I'm going to throw my jab at his head. He's just going to take that back foot and he's going to step out on that 45, and he's pulling off, and there's his return line. And
so it's not just a slip. I'm not just slipping. You're also turning your lead shoulder.
Yeah.
And you're creating space. You're not keeping the same amount of distance and just slipping your head. You're pulling back towards your back pocket.
And the twofold about that one right there is you have an exit. If me and my opponent are fighting and I go to slip him, but my feet are not right, I can easily continue to go out. If he goes to throw that punch and my timing's good, my distance range, and I'm ready to rock, I plant and I come right back over the top. So yeah, utilize both of them all together.
Another thing I like to think about is how I line up with my opponent. So if maybe he's kind of shading towards my power side and working his jab, maybe I do the straight back and forward one. Whereas maybe if he's kind of more in my lead pocket working his jab, I can work that.
Yeah, dude, that's so important too. Using the right tool for the right job makes things so much easier in life. You know, if you ever go try to change a wall socket with a butter knife, right? How much of a pain in the that is compared to having a flathead.
Yep.
So, all
right. One more announcement. Starting next week, we're going to be starting to do Zoom classes. Gives you a way to interact with us live, and you can see how you guys are doing. But we're going to be doing jiu-jitsu classes 2 days a week on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:30, and then the striking classes, which we'll use some of these videos to base our classes off of. So if you have any questions, jump in on a Zoom and ask us. But those striking classes will be on Tuesday and Thursday at 4:30.
Yeah, it's very important that you guys watch these videos, because we're trying to take really an hour's worth of content and shrink it down in 5 minutes. So we know we're missing a lot of detail in these videos. The Zoom classes will give you the opportunity to ask those questions and give me an immediate response to whatever questions you may have. So please join us on that.
Yeah, and we'll be putting the link
in the description. It's gonna be somewhere down there, or up there, or wherever our editor puts it. All right, guys, other than that, thank you for joining us. We love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your family and friends, and we are
out.